Hey friends, this is Doona here. Today we're going to focus on some yoga for golfers, targeting the hamstrings. So if you have any lower back pain or maybe knee issues, this is going to be a really great video for you guys. And anytime we're working the hips, or rather the hamstrings, you're also stretching into the Achilles as well as the calves. And for golf, there's a lot of hip hinging, right? Especially, at your address position. Same thing when we take any forward folds, really focus on hinging from the hips. And I'll go over that as we go along with our videos, okay? So you'll know what I'm talking about later. All right, so you'll probably need 2 blocks and straps. And for all my videos, I always recommend having at least 1 strap and 2 blocks. Okay, and if you don't have it, there's a link below where you can purchase them. All right, so you're gonna grab your strap and just place it next to your side, and let's meet on our backs. So once you're on your back, just go ahead and come into a comfortable lying position with your legs straight. And then just resting your arms by your side, letting your shoulders relax, opening up through the chest. Now, if this is too much for your lower back here, I sometimes like to engage the core by slightly pressing the belly button in and then scooting my hips forward and then relaxing the legs. So your core will be slightly engaged to protect the lower back. Okay, and then from here, let's go ahead and take a deep inhale to set the tone for your practice. Breathe in. And a big sigh out to let it go. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Try to keep this slow, steady pace of breathing throughout your entire practice to help you stay calm and relaxed through each stretches. On your next inhale, bring your right knee into your chest, interlace your fingers around your right knee, and just pull that right knee up towards the right chest. Keep that left leg straight and flex your left foot. From here, with or without your strap, straighten your right leg up towards the ceiling. So you could either grab behind your right thigh up to your calf. Obviously, you could hook the strap around your foot. Or for some, you could go ahead and grab the foot. Okay, as long as your shoulders aren't lifting up towards the ceiling or crunching up towards the shoulders. So you want to keep them pretty relaxed by driving your shoulders away from the ears. So right away, you should have felt a lot of space around your neck. Good. The more you flex this right foot, the more stretch you'll feel into the calf as well as the hamstrings. So really up to you how deep you want to get into this hamstring stretch. Feel free to micro bend the right knee. You could also pulse it out a little bit, kind of make some circles warming up here. And then let's just go ahead and switch sides. Drop that right leg down. Again, interlace your fingers behind the thigh, maybe the calf. You could hook the strap around that foot and straighten out through that right leg. Okay, so the more straight that right leg is, the more stretch you'll feel in that front of that right hip. Good. And whatever you have to do here, check in with the shoulders and the neck. Maybe this side feels a little bit tighter, so you have to bend it a little bit more. Again, listening and paying attention to your body. Good. Okay, so let's just go ahead and go back and forth. So this time you probably won't need a strap. So go ahead and just place a strap to the side. Go ahead and straighten out the right leg above. Pull the leg up towards the chest. Switch sides. For this one, you're most likely going to have to grab behind the hamstrings or up towards the calf. Don't let your head and your shoulders lift up. So still lots of space around your neck area. Try to flex both feet a lot, especially when you extend that leg up. Every time you drop your right leg down, lead with the right inner thigh. And then same thing with the left side. Drop the left leg down, leading with the inner thigh. And then once you lift it up, lead with the inner thigh as well. So the hips and the pelvis stays neutral. Good. We're here for another 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and finish off on that left side. Okay, good. And then bring your knees into your chest. Grab behind your thighs and let's rock back and forth a few times, coming all the way up to a forward fold towards the top of the mat. Okay, so you want to bring your feet as wide as the mat. Let's go ahead and start with a wider stance, inviting more space. Bend your knees slightly. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually stand up. So the hip hinging is what I was talking about. Just like your golf setup position, you're not just rounding the back. You want to lengthen the lower back. You're hinging from the hips, and then you're setting up for your golf posture, right? So same thing when you take a forward fold. You're going to slightly bend the knees, just like your golf stance, and then you're going to hinge from the hips. So now that your lower back is completely flat, and then once you can't fold any longer, you're going to relax your head and release your hands to the floor. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring the feet as wide as the mat again, if it's not there already. All 10 toes points forward. Bend your knees as much as you need here. Feel free to grab opposite elbows. I want you to rock your body weight forward and then lean back into the heels. Rock forward, lean back. Do that a few more times. Try to get any rounding out of the lower back so you're pressing your chest back towards the legs. If there's too much rounding or too much space between your thighs and your chest, bend your knees even more and melt your chest down towards the floor. Good. One more time. Lean forward. Holding here for 3. Try not to grip into the tippy toes for 2. And 1. Release your hands to the floor. Then walk your feet hip width distance apart. All 10 toes points forward, so the heels will slightly sliver out. Again, keep those knees bent. Melt your chest back towards your thighs. This time, grab the opposite forearm on top. It's going to feel a little bit funky. And rather than rocking forward and back, let's rock side to side. Shifting more into that right hamstrings, into the left hamstrings, going back and forth. Yeah, really, really great for the lower back here as well. Breathing. Really nice. Okay, come back to center. Release your hands to the floor. Option to grab your 2 blocks. Place it underneath your hands. Step the right foot forward between your palms and step your left leg way back. Okay, so coming into your first lunge position. So the blocks will come in handy, especially if you're rounding the upper back, because we always want to find length through the spine. Okay, so I want you to focus on pulling your chest forward as you drive your right outer hip back. Good. Keeping your feet where it's at, you're going to shift all your weight forward, again, pulling your chest forward. And as you exhale, straighten the right leg and flex your right foot up. Okay, getting that deep hamstring into that right leg. Rebend the knee. Pull the chest forward. Dump your hips. Straighten that left leg. Exhale. Straighten. And maybe fold over that right leg. Good. 2 more times. Bend. Lift your chest. Straighten. Last one. Yeah, getting into the hips as well. Awesome. Rebend your right knee. Drop your left knee. Walk your right foot maybe 2 to 3 baby steps forward. Then as you walk your hands back, straighten your right leg for half splits. Again, you could bring your blocks with you. Hands should always stay underneath the shoulders. And same thing, rather than rounding the back, I want you to find length by pulling your chest forward. Drive your right outer hip back as you hug your left hip forward. Then roll the right inner thigh down, squeeze the inner thighs in. Breath to movement. Inhale, lift your chest, pull your heart forward. As you exhale, hinge from the hips and fold over that right thigh. So just like your golf setup position, you're hinging from the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Keep this depth and just lift your chest slightly from here. Inhale. Exhale. Perfect. Let's get more into the IT band stretch. You're going to walk your hands over to the right as far as you can. The more you twist your body from here, the more IT band stretch you'll feel. Okay? And then again, you could always bring your blocks with you. Keeping the hips squared. Point your right toe straight up as you roll the right inner thigh down. Last inhale. Exhale. Good. Come back to center. Rebend the right knee. Let's step the left foot forward. Good. Whatever you need to do here, you could shake it out. You could stand up for a little bit. You could take another forward fold, grabbing opposite elbows. And then we'll switch sides in a few seconds. All right. Again, with or without your blocks, you're going to step that left foot between your hands. Then step your right leg way back into that lunge position. Good. Left knee over left ankle. Hug the outer hips in. Draw your chest up and pull your sternum forward. Inhale, reach forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, straighten that left leg. Flex your left foot up. And maybe even drag the left heel back against the mat. Get more into the calf. Bend your knee. Reach your chest forward. Drop your hips. Exhale, straighten. 2 more. Last one. Good. As you rebend your left knee, drop your right knee again. Walk that left foot forward slightly. And then walk your hands back as you straighten out that knee, that left leg. Okay? So a lot of times we want to kind of shift the hips over to the right, which means your left hip is most likely open. So I want you to kind of lift the hips, lift the chest, then drag your left hip back as you hug your right hip forward. Then recenter your shoulders, recenter your hips from here. Good. So you could kind of just look back at your hips, and then you could tell whether or not your hips are squared. Good. Flex the left foot. Maybe drag your left heel back against the mat. Always feel free to bend the left knee as deep as you need. Moving breath to movement. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hinge from the hips and fold. 2 more. Keep the depth here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Walk your hands over to the left. Again, the more you twist, the more stretch you'll feel on that left IT band. It's a nice side body stretch on that right side as well. Check in with the left toes. Make sure it's not pointing out. Point it back up. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Come back to center. Rebend your left knee. Let's come back to a forward fold. 5 breaths here. Whatever you have to do. I'm going to add a nice shoulder stretch. Hands behind the back, interlaced. You can lift the hands as high as you can. Get some of the shoulders here as well as the chest. Create some movements, get the blood flow going. Good. Get that nice release of the lower back. Always putting that micro bend to the knees. Good. All right. So feel free to grab your 2 blocks again. Okay, this time you're going to bring your hands, or rather your shoulders, underneath the wrist. Then walk your right foot to the center, but step it back so your right foot is underneath your hip. Okay? From here, leading with the left inner thigh. You're going to keep the left foot flexed and straighten it back for a modified warrior 3. Okay, put that micro bend in that right knee. Notice if that left hip is open. Roll the left outer hip down as you draw the left inner thigh up. And check in with your left toes. Gaze back and make sure it's pointing down. Good. So pelvis is neutral, back is flat, chest stays lifted. Imagine kicking the back wall with that back heel. Good. Anytime, you could always bend the standing knee even deeper. But let's pulse it out, leading with the left inner thigh. Kick your leg higher and higher for 6, 5. This is a deep one, so breathe into it for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Good. Switching to the other side. Step that left foot forward or in the middle. Hand stays underneath the shoulders, leading with the right inner thigh. Lift that right leg high. Good. So the right leg and the chest, torso should be fairly parallel to the floor. Try best as you can. Keep the hips squared. Flex your right foot down. Pulsing for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Drop the right foot. Cha-cha out your legs. Let's go ahead and roll all the way up. All right, friends, that's it for today. Try this either at home or probably at home is best, right before you play golf. You're going to feel a nice release to the hamstrings, your hips, lower back, your knees, ankles. Really, really good for you. All right, friends, I'll see you guys next time.